Okay, so this is a setup for beginning a game of Dragon Keepers. In Dragon Keepers, the Vikings have come to the island and they're going to attack our dragons that we love so much. So the dragons on the board, there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're surrounding the hunter. And the dragon tiles themselves have 4 hearts on them, and that means that if they get 4 wounds, they've been defeated. And if you have 1 dragon defeated, you've lost this game. And that's really a challenge, let me tell you. But the game is played in 3 phases. There's the hunter phase, the keepers phase, and the dragon phase. In the hunter's phase is what you do to begin the round, is you're going to roll these 2 dice. You start with 2 hunter dice, and you roll those dice, and whatever color they come up, those dice will go on the matching dragon of that color. So in this case it'd be green and yellow. And then after you do that comes the keepers phase, and that's where the decision making comes in. Each player has a hand of 6 cards. You'll have, the cards are dragon keepers, and each dragon keeper has a color and it matches one of the dragons on the table. And your job is to choose one of these keepers and make a decision with these tokens. What do you want to do? Do you want to defend? Do you want to train? Or do you want to heal? And that's what you start out with, these 4 tokens. So you have to make a decision as to what you want to do. Now when you defend a dragon, you will simply take that, for instance, if we wanted to defend that yellow dragon, we would find our yellow dragon keeper, which is this guy right here, and he looks pretty cool. But we would take him and lay him on the table face down and put a shield on there, and we've made a decision to defend that dragon. And you're not supposed to say this to each other. This is a cooperative version game. If you're going to play competitive, it takes 3 to 6 players. But in a cooperative game, if you're playing 2-player, you're not supposed to be talking and telling which dragon keeper you've chosen. But in this case, this player chose the yellow dragon keeper, chose the shield to defend, and when that happens, this dragon would not receive a wound. Then the other player would choose, make a choice also during this round, and that player would decide, what do I want to do? Well, you can do a couple of different things, and one of those things is train a dragon. So you would choose this pink token, and let's say I wanted to train the red dragon. I would take my red keeper, put him face down on the table, and put the token on top of him. And once we've made those decisions, then we can play them. And I would take this training token, lay it back down, put my dragon keeper up here, put the token on him, okay? And now I'm going to train this dragon, which means I'm going to flip him over to the train side. And he's a little bit meaner now. He's got teeth, so we train him to take care of himself, to defend himself, and that's the whole idea behind this. And because I've been able to, I trained him, I get to draw a dice out of the Dragon Keeper's bag. Check that out, nice bag, Dragon Keepers. And I'm going to draw an attack dice out of here and put it on his board. Now that dragon is trained and ready to attack if we would like to do that. And unfortunately, you don't have an attack token to begin the game. So that's something you have to get later on. But that's basically how a turn works. And what would happen once you choose an action, they give you a player aid card, and this is it right here. And every action has a reward of some sort that you receive by using that action. In this case, the one player used a defend token, and to defend this yellow dragon we'd take that dice off and he would not receive a wound. And on the card it says if you use a defend token you get to draw a card, which is drawn from up here in this area. You can take it from the discard side or the deck. Now if you take the card off the top of the deck, that gets a little dangerous, because once this deck is depleted, all players have lost the game. That's one of the end game triggers. So I would, you have to make a decision, and each of these cards has a special power that you can use anytime during your turn. You take that card, let's say you take this one, and it says train any uninjured, untargeted dragon once or twice. So you take that card and put it on your player mat, like this, until such time as you wanted to use it. So that's where you collect those at. And And then at the end of the round, of course, this card would come over here and you turn up a new one. Like that. And let's see, then comes the dragon phase, and because we did not defend this green dragon is going to receive a wound. And again, if this dragon receives 4 wounds, it is defeated and all players lose the game. So you have to keep these dragons from being defeated, and that's your job. Once they get trained and you can attack with this die, when you roll that die, guess what? I'm not going to do it, am I? I'm just going to keep rolling until I get a success and I get a fireball, and I take a fireball when that happens and I could put it on the hunter, and once 3 fireballs get put on that hunter, we can remove a die from our from his attack dice, the hunter's dice, these black dice, because whenever you turn up a new hunter you get another hunter die added to the pool, and there's quite a few of them in here, so let's take a look. There's 1 hunter. None of these are really gruesome or anything, so I kind of like that. And look at that guy. He's got a sheep on top of him, sheepskin on top of him. He's sneaking up on the dragons. So that's pretty cool. And let's see, there's another one of the hunters. And as these hunters turn up, again, you add 1 die, 1 black die to the pool, and those are rolled during the hunter phase. And it gets a little more difficult when all those dice, when all those attack dice start coming out. And that's it, you start all over again. And yeah, it's easy to play, but it's hard to win. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the component quality of this game. These dragon tiles are very thick. All the dice, the attack dice and the hunter dice are engraved, so that's pretty cool. These are wooden tokens, all of them. The fireballs, the arrows, the action selection tokens. Now this is a deluxe version of the game. And the game, I don't know if it's going to be available in retail. You have to go to Nightworks. .com to order this game, and I think like all this, I don't know what is really in the one that's not deluxified, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what the difference is. I think they're probably cardboard tokens that you have for all of these action selection tokens and the fireballs and stuff, probably all cardboard chits. But and I don't know about the dice. These again engraved dice, very nice. You have really cute. This is the main hunter here that you start the game with. A 3D printing of him, so that's pretty cool. The first player token. And then you get this genuine imitation, artificial, authentic dragon skin bag to draw out of if you wish to use it. It's pretty cool. But I kind of like one that says Dragon Keepers, but you know, whatever. But yeah, that's basically what you get in this game, and it wasn't all that expensive, but the game's a lot of fun, and I'll tell you about it. Okay, so that game is called Dragon Keepers. That's really a basic overview of the gameplay. It doesn't get much more complicated than that. There are some variations I'll tell you about. But the game was developed by Catarina and Vital Lacerda. Of course, Vital Lacerda, one of the best board game designers in the world working today. He's amazing with games like Venus, Gallerus, Lisboa, Kanban, CO2, and most recently Escape Plan. But he worked with his daughter on this game, and it was targeted for children, and I think it hits the mark with that. Now the 3 to 6 player game is a lot easier, and it is meant for kids. I think the box says 6 and up for ages, 10 to 40 minutes for a time frame, and 1 to 6. So it has a solo mode apparently, but I didn't explore that. But we just played it co-op, 2 player, and here's how this game works. If you save 4 dragons, you win. That's on easy. If you want to amp up this game, ramp it up a little bit, you can save 5 dragons. That's medium. If you can save 6 dragons, that's hard. We couldn't do that. It was very hard. We saved 5, but 6 was just like, I don't know about that. But also, the hunters, when they come out, you can play a variant where they have special powers that make it a little more difficult for you to deal with them. And we played with that variant also, and we lost pretty quick. We were trying to save 4 dragons, couldn't do it. So I really like that. I really like this game. Yeah, once we played it once, and I thought, gosh, you know, did that feel as fun as I thought it did? So we set it up and played it again, and I think we played it 3 times in different ways. And man, I really like this game. It's great for adults. I could see getting this game for teenagers. Teenagers would love this game. It's, again, a game that's easy to learn how to play, but it's very difficult to win. It can be difficult to win, and I like that. When you have a game that you win all the time, it's like anything else. You get pretty bored with it. But this game isn't like that. Catarina had the girl that helped develop this. She wrote some great stories in the rule book, you know, dragon backgrounds and a whole story background on how the Vikings came to be on the island and what they did to attack them. And, you know, it's very cute. I liked it real well. And so Dragon Keepers, you know, I'm going to give it a big thumbs up because, again, it hits so many targets. It was developed for kids, but you can buy this and play it as adults for sure. I mean, I'm going to keep it, and when my grandkids come over, we'll play this game. It's got a great challenge level to it for everyone that would want to play it, whether you're children or adults. So that's pretty cool. And I want to thank Catarina Lacerda for a wonderful little game that she developed with her father, who I'm a big fan of, Vital Lacerda, and I have all his games. But yeah, this is an amazing little game. It's in a little box, which, you know, if you watch my show at all, I adore the little box games if they're good. And in this case, it is. So yeah, that's Dragon Keepers by Catarina and Vital Lacerda. You can go to Nightworks.com and order this game. I do not think it's going to be available in retail stores, game stores, or anything. So you'll have to get it from that website. But yeah, make sure that you like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below the video. I will answer every one of them. And to all 69 of my subscribers, you're the smartest people in the world. I love you. Keep gaming. It's the best hobby on the planet Earth.